Hello everyone, this is Husky here. I'm going to be casting a 1 versus 1 between the red Protoss Levin, maybe Levin, whatever, spawning here up in the top center, and on the left center side is going to be the blue Zerg Catz, that's with a Z, and yep, so a Zerg versus Protoss. Now, I decided to cast a Zerg versus Protoss because I've been casting, it seems like, a bajillion Terran games, and then everyone's like, it's tearing up my heart that you're casting so many Terran games. I don't... Was that even a joke, or was that just... I don't even know where that one was headed. But regardless, the map is Lost Temple, and if you guys follow me on Facebook, which, by the way, is youtube.com... not youtube.com, man. I am way too used to saying YouTube. It is facebook.com/HuskyStarcraft. Go follow me on there. I like to talk to my fans through there. It's a lot easier to keep track of comments and stuff like that. So, anyways, yeah, I was basically posting on there that, hey guys, I do not have a Protoss versus Zerg to cast. So I had people send replays to huskyreplays@gmail.com, and I am going off good faith that this game is epic. Now, I did not preview this game, and I don't know if it's good or not. I haven't heard from anyone if it's good or not. Just happened to have it in there, and I wanted to cast a Protoss versus Zerg. So I'm hoping, for the sake of, you know, not being a boring YouTuber, that this is indeed an exciting game. So we'll see. Regardless, it has no Terran. So if you guys hate Terran, then you're pretty happy right now, I would hope. And if not, they make medication for that. So the Protoss player did throw his pylon down on the low ground and gonna get his gateway right here. Basically, this is what you can do on Lost Temple. Since there's no back door into your base, you can begin walling this off, and then he'll probably leave a door right here for his zealots to go in and out. Or possibly over here on the left side. And that's really common to do. It's hard to do it right, so if you're going to learn to do these basically what you're going to do is you're going to get some zealots out here, and then you're going to expand as early as possible. You just got to be careful, because early roaches or something like that, if you don't adapt your build, you won't have anything to deal with it. But the Zerg player, however, is getting his hatchery and just now getting his spawning pool, so he is going for a very early expansion as well, so we should definitely be seeing a heavy economic game right now, because there's really going to be no way that... Whoa, is that... Can you really hide a probe in there? That is like the sexiest place. I think... Look, you can't even zoom in to see him. It just like cuts him off. And regardless, so both players are going to be fast expanding. The Protoss is just, you know, eager and ready to put down that Nexus, which should be going down right now. Zerg players' hatchery should be done already. Do note that Catz is scouting around for proxies. He does not want to get proxied. That is like... Oh man, I know where I'm hiding my probes every time my opponent spawns in that location. Should be a forge going down, I would assume, to help on this wall. That's exactly what that probe was sitting there for. And no gas yet. Just shows you how fast he's getting his expansion up, as he does not even have a gas. Neither does the Zerg, though. So both players opting to get a lot of drones, probes, expansions, all that fancy smancy macro stuff that they like to do over in Korea, which I think, I want to say this is a Europe replay. I might be mistaken, though. So the Zergling's going to try and poke in here. They're not going to be able to do too much with that zealot there. What you can do with these Zerglings is try and break down, like if he has his Zerglings right here to try and break this down, then the zealot can have to, you know, come out and defend, and sometimes you can run by and make the Protoss rage quit. However, the Zerg player did not opt to go for that approach. I guess I could bring up the production tab. I know so many people are like, I always try and switch to the production tab because you forget to bring it up, and then, yeah, people are all sad about it. So the Protoss now getting double gas, and he can get these gas whenever he pleases, just because, you know what, he got his fast expansion. Zerg player, what do you got going on? You got Queen just chilling out over here, and still no gas. Did he get Zergling? He has his extractor, but wow, that... Whoa! You guys like my singing range? What is going on here? In all honesty, I have no idea what is that is like so close. As soon as that thing finishes, the creep's just gonna be like all in here, and this extractor is gonna be like, oh, what's this creep doing? Get it away from me. Ew, I don't like it. And so I guess I don't know what you can do with this though, because as soon as the zealots see it, they're gonna kill it, and maybe he's gonna make a bunch of lings and force the door open and then run by... Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to expect right now, guys. I honestly am at a loss for words, which is not very common. proxy hatchery in the main, and this Protoss player has been macroing like crazy. Look, he's even using his chrono boost on his weapon upgrade. So who plays like this, man? This is crazy. He has 3 zealots, and we're at like 8 minutes into this game almost. Okay, so what we got going on? We got a drone, and this should spot it. There we go. There's your creep, Brosif. And he should start chrono boosting out some zealots. I don't even think he has noticed this yet. And he's making a bunch of gateways, but at some point you gotta wonder, when is he gonna spot this? As I mean, there you go. Now that probe's gonna be like, WTF, mate, what is going on here? So these zealots are, there you go, gotta get back to work, and he might not actually be able to kill this in time. And I don't think he even has warp gates yet. No, he doesn't. Warp gates is going to be on the way. He is trying to chrono boost that out. I don't know why he got so many units, like so many probes and so few units, and he's not even trying to kill this right now. So this spine crawler is actually going to finish, and this queen won't actually have enough to transfuse it because of the inject larva it just used. So now the Protoss in a very awkward position here, as this spine crawler is soon going to be in range of his workers. Why would this Protoss player get so heavy on economy? I don't think I've ever seen a player do this heavy of an economy build. So talk about an interesting PvZ for game number 1, as the spine crawler is now in range. Even the queen is pissed. She's killing probes. How often do you see a queen killing probes? Not very often. Now there are a bunch of stalkers because the warp gates have finished, and these stalkers should be able to do okay. No transfuse energy ready quite yet, and then they should be able to kill this one as it is spawning. However, he is going to need to warp in some zealots, because there is going to be a bunch of Zerglings spawning here, and this queen should go down. Not even going to inject larva, it looks like. Oh, maybe she could before she goes down, and the Zerglings have spawned here. More zealots are going to be running up here. I'm not even sure what's going on across the rest of the map, because I'm too busy watching this. This proxy hatchery should eventually go down. There we go. Should be able to clean that out right there. So I don't think the Zerg player actually did that much. No, he's lost 1,100 minerals worth, and this hatchery is going to add to that 300 more minerals. So that did not work, and allowing his zealots there to almost die, and apparently not wanting to kill the larva. So now the Zerg player in this weird position, but at the same time, man, he's got 50 drones, so he's going to be able to make up for that, and he's just now getting his Spire. Does have a bunch of roaches, but this is what you got to be careful of when you're going these heavy macro builds, is this Protoss player has all warp gate units, like all gateway units, and he's making even more warp gates. So he's going to have a hard time dealing with mass roach until he can get out either Colossus or the Immortals, and it does look like the Spire is going to be on the way, so it will be difficult to defend that, and these Zerglings are going to be locking down this high yield expansion. And so it does look like our Protoss player Levin is going to move in here, which I don't think he's going to have enough to take this on. That is a lot of roaches, plus a flank here from these Zerglings. This army, good night, good fight, as they do not stand a chance. There is just way too much stuff floating over here. Trying to find a good angle to watch this battle. There we go. That's about, I had to work for that one. And those zealots are definitely not going to make it home. It has been nice to know you guys, but you're going to respawn as stalkers. And, okay, I was going to say, if there's another drone doing that same shenanigans, I am just going to LOL a lot. So, again, look at how much gas he has right now, as he has been warping in, I'm guessing, a bunch of zealots. Now there are a bunch of roaches, which this army is not going to be able to kill those roaches. No way, no how whatsoever is that going to work. Now he should have his second oh, he's getting his armor first. So he has one attack as well as the one armor, which isn't bad. That's actually ahead of the Zerg. That's something you don't see very often. But he's trying to win with just Stalkers and Zealots, which he cannot do against a Zerg player who is getting Mass Roach and Ling, and soon to be Mutalisk, I would assume. Yep, the Mutas now are on the way, just taking a gander over here at the production tab. 12 Mutalisks on the way, even getting the high yield expansion away from the Protoss. So the Protoss player is probably not even going to realize that that expansion is going up. We should see Psystorm. He's actually chrono boosting out his amulet first. Don't know if that was intentional or not. To me, it's really weird to chrono boost out that amulet when what you need is storms, especially against this army. That's really his only choice right now is storms. I mean, he could try and get an Archon to protect his workers. Archon's not nearly as strong, though, in StarCraft 2, especially against Mutas. They can just fly around and start owning your economy, so I don't really know what the Protoss player can do at this point, especially since there are so many Mutas. And just look at the army discrepancy, 132 for Protoss, or 132 for Zerg, rather, only only 98 for the Protoss. So now these mutas are up in here, gonna be killing a bunch of probes. I don't know if any of these probes are gonna survive. They are gonna have to evacuate out of there. And at the same time, he is getting completely sandwiched here by the Zerg player. I think the Zerg player can honestly just run in here. I don't imagine what the Protoss player can do. Although unwisely flying his mutas over the Stalkers did end up losing one. It does look like this forge will go down before that expansion can or the upgrade can complete. For some reason, the Zerg player is going to back out. However, he delayed the expansion and the upgrade, not the expansion. The expansion is still right here, and he did kill a couple probes to hurt the economy a little bit. And now he has these overlords just spewing creep everywhere. He's not even using creep tumors to push out across the map. He's just basically doing it old school style with his overlords. And if you guys think back to the beginning of the beta, hardly anyone used creep highways. It was good times, but now all the cool kids do that because why not? So still warping in mass gateway units, which I don't know why, as it's not very good against the unit composition that the Zerg player has. However, one attack, one armor did complete, and the forge is going to be on the way to try and regain that one attack. So here come more of the mutas. Got to try and kill a couple of probes. Did indeed kill one or two there, and I just don't